glad you guys actually sticked around until the end. So my name is Lida, and I'm going to talk to you about an app for the Apple Watch called Sigil. Right, so a little bit about me. I'm a developer. I used to make video games, big budget video games. I was a key member in launching franchises like The Punisher, BioShock, and Saints Row. I actually pitched the original concept for this game. So altogether, these franchises have sold over 50 million units. And then, iPhone launched. And I decided to, jump onto that platform and start a company to develop mobile apps. So I created a popular consumer app called Cloud Browse. And then I white labeled it for other companies like Waze, Decision Resources, and Pearson, all of which are large global companies. And now, there's the Apple Watch. So I'm starting a new venture that is focusing on wearable devices with an app called Sigil. So what is it? Well, it's a messaging app that's focused on what's happening next. So if you look on social media today, what you're really seeing is things that's already happened. Right? It's really becoming a log of things you missed out on. It's continuously asking you, are you missing out? Are you missing out? Are you missing out? Well, yeah, you are missing out, right? So that's, so we're calling this you're missing out, right? But here's the thing, right? Everyone misses out. You can't do everything. So instead, the question should be, how do I join in more, right? Or, how to be more awesome. Right? So Sigil streamlines the process of inviting and joining social activities into one button press. Right? We would suggest activities, and based on your selection, it would then send a notification out to everyone around you via a Bluetooth mesh network. It would then also suggest venues based on activities as well. So let's say it's 11 a.m., and I'm working in Kendall Square in the CIC. And if I open my watch, you see it already has Sigil has already suggested you can get coffee and invite people to it. So if we launch into the app, you can see there's actually 3 suggestions. Right, to get coffee, maybe to start the daily stand-up since we practice Agile, and maybe to play ping pong because we got a ping pong table in our lounge. So these suggestions are all dynamically generated based on where you are and the time of day. And actually, more importantly, it's based on who's around you. So here, I just got a notification that Brandy is nearby. So she and I get lunch a lot. And so if we look at suggestions, see now that it's been updated to include lunch. If I wanted to have an early lunch, we'll see, you'll send a notification to everyone around me asking them to join me for lunch. Along with that message, I can also have a set of venues we can go to. So we can grab sandwiches at Commonwealth, or maybe get some chicken and rice. But let's wait and see who actually wants to join. Ah, great, Randy. So if I look at now the suggestions again, you can see that it's changed to include pizza. Well, that's because ZA is a favorite place that Randy likes to go. And Sigil knows that because we can keep track of that information. And so let's see who else wants to join. Okay, Francis wants to join, and he suggested to get some shawarma at Nasty Tuna. That actually sounds pretty good. So let me reply, great. And let me just say it's time to go, everybody. So there, you can see that it only took you a few seconds of interacting on the watch to set up your lunch plans without really even leaving your desk. So why are we interested in the watch? Well, because the watch is a great opportunity, and it has really great, there we go. It has global awareness already, and it's actually selling faster than an iPhone in the first year, almost triple. And there's actually no killer app, right? So people who haven't purchased it, 34% don't know why they need it, and then 50% of people who bought it are buying it just for the potential. So that's why we think it's the perfect fit for Search Sigil, because our app is notification first. We use this Bluetooth, and then we have minimal interaction to get what you want out, which is to do something. And so we have a core team that is experienced in different parts of the product that's ready to go. And so for tonight, what I'm asking you is just go to our website, share, tweet, and try to get 50 people to join our alpha test. So thanks. Any questions? Yes?
Are you guys planning to use anything other than like the Apple Watch, like the ones from Samsung or the other ones eventually, so that it goes across different providers?
So the question is whether we're planning to go beyond the Apple Watch. And definitely, we're starting on the Apple Watch. The Watch app also works on the iPhone as well, so you don't need a watch. So be sure to sign up, if you just have an iPhone. Yes?
Two questions. One, does it know my location? So can you track my location?
I can track your location if you allow me to. But, we don't require it because it uses Bluetooth. So if you're within the same room with someone else, you would know who that person is and where they, and you can then get those activities. But to suggest like venues, then we would need your location.
And then the second question is, how do you make money?
How do I make money? Well, venues, right? I mean, we're suggesting venues, so that's a very, very easy way of having maybe more promotions, sponsors, and providing venues a way of reaching out more.
What about plans for Android Wear?
Plans for Android Wear. Yeah, well, we're planning to do it after we launch, on the iPhone first. So we're hoping to go into alpha test soon, and then beta test when the Apple Watch OS 2 actually comes out. So right now you can't actually run this on regular on the watches yet because it requires native apps. Yes.
Since it relies on a Bluetooth mesh network, what's your game plan for getting critical mass of users?
The plan for getting critical mass of users. So what we want to do is actually, because this really works really well in an office setting or any kind of community that's close-knit, we want to go after office workers. And another thing that we're going to work on is actually trying to use it for notifying, say, for food trucks. So that's a very really fun way of getting a community that's already engaged within a particular brand and using it to get the word out and get people to go to get chicken and rice. Yes?
Do you think that using Bluetooth is kind of a limitation? Because, it's only like close distance. What if you try to do somebody who's like, a mile or 2 miles away or something like that?
So the question is that Bluetooth has a limited range, and actually that's actually one of the benefits. We don't want to spam people miles away. We want people who are around me who can actually go and do something. So, like the previous sports startup, we can maybe play ping pong right away. We don't have to schedule ahead of time and take 2 minutes to do it. We can just push a button and play ping pong.
So isn't Bluetooth going to be a little bit too limited though? Because for Bluetooth range, it's also definitely walking range.
Right, that's why there's a mesh network. So the question, the limited is because one device to another is within a certain range. But when you have a mesh, then you can extend that range almost indefinitely.
So like, for example, someone who I could talk to over Bluetooth is probably in the same room, so I might just walk over and ask them, oh no, for instance.
No, you don't want to talk to them face to face. No, but this is actually one of the points, is that we are making things easier. We're making it, you don't have to shout across the room and say, hey, you want to do something. So anything that makes it easier, more convenient, and trackable is what I think it makes sense for that.
So some of those data allow you to suggest the activity. Some of those data is manually input by the user. Like for example, play ping pong. That's supposedly there's a ping pong table while when you use the state, they suggest this.
Right. So the question is whether the user has to manually enter data. So we have suggestions, but you can also just but we have a master list of anything you might want to do. So as long as someone looks through our list and said ping pong one time, we'll know that location, we'll know who's around, and then we can resuggest it anytime someone wants to play game.
Actually, along that point is some of those data might need to make it private and some might public because some of the activity those users want to do might not want to be shared by other people. So that's something you might need to think about.
Right, so the question is, there's definitely some things that you may not want to share publicly. And yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. Maybe that's a profit you got paid for.